Hunter with AdMotive, and we're going to do our Q&A number 2 from questions you've asked me over the past 2 weeks. I have gone through my socials again, and I have combed through and found the best questions. And as always, I'm going to answer them from my experience as an agency owner in a detailing space, so let's get into this. So, following from our last video, number 1, how often do you text blast and use SMS marketing? So as we covered in the last video, SMS marketing text blasts are a phenomenal way to revive dead leads and stay on top of your customer list. However, the cadence of this is super important. If you overdo it, you'll not only hurt your own brand, but you actually will start to diminish and dry out your customer list. So we recommend only doing this about once a quarter. Now, naturally, sometimes there can be a couple events that line up in a quarter. Let's just say Black Friday and maybe your shop's anniversary, which is totally fine, it's different, but you want to avoid doing this every week. So if you always get a text blast and blasting your customer list every week with the text, you can get a lot of opt-outs and you're not gonna get a lot of sales from it. So be very careful and strategic about doing these. Number 2, and for Facebook ads, would you say that Facebook ad is more for brand awareness on higher ticket items like PPF and coatings? In all reality, yes, Facebook ads are super easy to run. The money goes further, you can reach a ton of people. However, you have to strike that balance between how many leads you're getting and that lead quality. The odds of someone being on Facebook or Instagram looking for paint protection film at that exact moment is very, very low. So the intent of the lead is usually at the start of their buying journey. Maybe they're doing some research, maybe it's the first time even seeing anything about the service, maybe it's the first time they're even seeing you. There's a lot of nurturing that goes on to convert them from a complete stranger to a buying customer. I want you to think as Facebook as a street as an analogy. Imagine you go out and sit in the street and you ask every single person that drives by, are they interested in paint protection film? Are their vehicles even qualified or suitable for paint protection film? Do they even know what the service is? And if they check all the boxes, do they have the money for it? The chances of going out in the street and finding a compatible person for PPF is very low. It might be anywhere between 1 and 10% of the people that drive by. And then compare that to detailing, for example. How many of those people that drive by a shop are compatible for a detail service? Usually that's a much bigger buyer pool. So generally speaking, when it comes to paint protection film on Facebook ads, it is gonna be a little bit more brand awareness, a little bit more educational, trying to sell your shop, trying to sell the service, and trying to sell your expertise in this local market. Question number 3, thinking about hosting an event at the shop, what are the benefits of it? I think hosting events, as long as you have the ability and the land for it, is a great idea. I encourage all our shops to try to do it at least once a year. The benefits of hosting one will have some variables to it, such as your location, how well known are you in your area, what type of event is it, and the kind of person you're trying to attract. But it's still, on the day, one of my favorite ways to build the relationships with your current customers. It's a different type of environment when you're in a relaxed setting with these customers. You can have a little bit more heart-to-heart, you can have a little bit more personal conversation, you can show them around the shop and actually spend a little bit more time building that relationship because you have, let's just say, a Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon or morning doing this event. And even strengthens your roots in the local community, which is the backbone of any local business. So when you host these events, I would reach out to a local coffee shop, a local brewery, or anything local that you can bring in there and help co-brand the event too. You can certainly get more customers out of it because naturally when you advertise this event, people will tell other people. If you have a local business that's coming in, say Playing the Coffee, they'll post about on their socials, attracting a new customer base that may have no idea that you exist coming out to the event. So overall, lots of benefits. The last question this week is, how quick of results do you get with ads? Now, this is probably the most common question we get asked when we hop on demos with shops that are interested in working with us, but it really depends on what you want to classify the results are. Now, naturally, when people come on board with us, we do a lot of different things to quickly generate demand, such as a text blast, for example, a couple other things as well. But I'll assume this question is about actually the ads. And usually when we launch anything from like a Facebook ad or a Google ad, what we're doing is we're setting a campaign out into the algorithm. So after we launch these campaigns, we're gonna see where we end up amongst the marketplace. And then we'll continue to build and continue to improve the campaign as we learn this data. So when we launch these campaigns, usually the first lead comes in within the first day or so. And the return usually happens in that first week when it comes from these ads. Now, of course, if you're spending $4,000 a month in Google ads, that'll be much quicker compared to only spending $1,000 where we're only popping up maybe 5 times a day. But don't let other people tell you that it takes a year for these campaigns to optimize. Yes, they run Google ad campaigns. It does take a little bit to really optimize, but the first leads will come in the door. pretty quickly.